Oliver Twist is a novel written by Charles Dickens and published in 1838 during the early Victorian era. Like many Victorian novels, it exposes the harsh realities of poverty, child labor, and social injustice in industrial England. The story begins with the birth of a small, fragile orphan in a workhouse. His mother dies shortly after giving birth. The boy is given the name Oliver Twist. From his first days, Oliver belongs not to a family, but to the state. He grows up in cruel conditions, hungry, neglected, and treated as a burden rather than a child. One of the most famous moments happens when young Oliver, starving after receiving tiny portions of food, gathers the courage to ask for more. Trembling, he says, "Please, sir, I want some more." That simple sentence shocks the authorities. Instead of pity, Oliver receives punishment. His request exposes the cruelty of the system meant to care for the poor. Soon after, Oliver is apprenticed to an undertaker, where he is mistreated again. Unable to endure the abuse, he runs away to London, hoping for a better life. But London is not kind to the innocent. Exhausted and alone, Oliver falls into the hands of a gang of child pickpockets, led by the cunning Fagin. Fagin trains homeless boys to steal for him, turning children into criminals while he profits from their theft. Oliver, still pure-hearted and unaware of their true activities, is drawn into this dangerous world. Among the gang is the artful Dodger, clever and streetwise, and Bill Sikes, a violent criminal whose brutality casts a dark shadow. During Oliver's first attempt at pickpocketing, he is horrified to realize what the boys are doing. When a gentleman named Mr. Brownlow is robbed, Oliver is wrongly accused. Terrified, he cries out, "It wasn't me indeed, sir," though circumstances seem against him. Mr. Brownlow senses Oliver's innocence and takes him in. For the first time, Oliver experiences kindness and safety. But Fagin and Sikes fear Oliver will expose them, so they kidnap him and force him back into crime. Oliver is coerced into assisting in the burglary, yet even in the middle of danger, his goodness shines through. Wounded during the break-in, he is taken in by the very family he was meant to rob. The Malisu treat him with compassion rather than suspicion. As the story unfolds, secrets about Oliver's birth begin to surface. It is revealed that Oliver is not destined for a life of crime. He is the child of a respectable family and has been cheated of his rightful inheritance. Meanwhile, darker events take place. Nancy, a member of Fagin's gang who feels sympathy for Oliver, risks her life to protect him. Her courage leads to tragedy when Bill Sikes murders her in a moment of rage, one of the novel's most shocking and emotional scenes. Eventually, justice begins to prevail. Sikes dies while trying to escape, and Fagin is arrested and sentenced to death. In prison, stripped of his manipulative power, he is reduced to fear and desperation. Oliver, still compassionate even toward those who harmed him, visits him before his execution. In the end, Oliver's true identity is confirmed. He is reunited with Mr. Brownlow, who becomes his guardian. He finally finds the loving home he was denied at birth. Through Oliver's journey from the cruelty of the workhouse to the dangers of London's criminal, Dickens delivers a powerful social criticism of Victorian society. The novel exposes how poverty, neglect, and corruption damage the most vulnerable, especially children. Yet despite the darkness, Oliver Twist is ultimately a story about innocence surviving in a corrupt world. Oliver remains gentle and morally pure, proving that circumstances do not have to define one's character. Dickens uses Oliver's famous plea, "Please, I want some more," not only as a child's request for food, but as a cry for justice, dignity, and humanity in a society that often ignored the poor. And that is why Oliver Twist remains one of the most powerful and enduring novels of the Victorian era.